Okay, this is Birmingham GTRCs here, guys, and I'm going to give you a little look at some upgrades I've done to my HSP XSTR. As you know, it's been fully brushless upgraded, running my own controller and so forth. Yep, got a new stand, but you've probably noticed with me spinning it some of the changes. It's coming on real well, guys. Coming on real well. So what have I done? Let's take the top off. As you can see, made little clips. Okay, guys, my HSP upgrading has been complete. I'm going to give you guys a little walk around and explain some do's and don'ts, problems I came across, you know, problems with fitting parts and all the rest of it. As you know, when you're upgrading and changing parts, they don't always work, and sometimes they work beautifully. So I'm just going to give you all a more detailed walk around and, you know, let you all see for yourself what I've been getting up to. Okay, next step on my HSP upgrading is, as you can see, I've just fitted the metal aluminium diff casing. The diffs inside are all metal. The actual diff casing on the inside is still plastic, but it's all metal gears and stuff. And now I've just put the metal casing, and as you know already, I've put the metal mount as well. So I've added that all metal along with the upgraded shocks. I have got this little piece here in blue aluminium coming. I did find a seller on eBay. He has I think 4 different colours for this, with the 2 little knobs and the 1 screw that goes through the middle. As you can see, there is a seller on eBay that sells them. If you look in your parts manual that came with the car, you'll get the part number, and then you can double reference it with the part. I mean, I do that with all my parts. I cross-reference the number in the manual, you know, and make sure I'm ordering the right parts. Same with the gearboxes and so on, because there are slightly different variants to it, so you do have to make sure you order the right one. Same with all your parts. Some parts are quite universal, some parts you have to order the right one for your car. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of blue coming on. There's a lot of weight in the front, and I'm thinking to myself, do I put the back one on, which I have here? Do I put the back one on as well, or do I leave it with a bit more weight in the front? I haven't decided yet. So yeah, I'm just thinking, what am I going to do? I might change it. I think it'll just look nice anyway, and just change it a bit more weight over the rear wheels, keep them pressed in the ground. It doesn't wheelie anyway, so I've added more weight to the front. So I'm just, oh sorry, just to quickly add, I was talking about only fitting the front diffs, just to give it that weight in the front and leaving the rear. That don't work, guys. So I'll show you why it doesn't work. I don't know if any of you have noticed it in my earlier on, a few moments ago, but yeah, inside these diffs, you can see it's actually the shape of the diff. You can see, so the main diff gear on, well, let's just hold it that way. That's the actual, yep, that's the bottom. This is the bottom end. So the diffs, focus is crap. The diff sits, main gear sits this side. So naturally, if that, you know, it can only go in one direction. You can't swap this around like you can with the original case. The diff inside can go either way around. So, you know, you're always trying to remember which way around you put it. They've eliminated you doing that. It goes one way only. So naturally, I ordered a set of 2 because they go opposite ways. So basically, yeah, one's going to go one way, one's going to go the other way. So if, like at the moment, as I've got it, took it off the stand, if I show you, put it on the floor, don't roll because the diffs are going against each other. Do you know what I mean? So I'd have to take this diff out and swap it around to work with this diff. So that's just something as well I thought I'd let you guys know you may have to do. If you are going to only change one diff, you may have to still open the other one up to swap the diff around. Well, I'm going to fit both diffs up, I've decided. So yeah, hopefully that eliminates that problem anyway of the wheels going in the opposite directions. So yeah, guys, all good. I mean, the wheels do work. You can see the diff, everything worked fine, but the just wheels are turning opposite direction. So yeah, I'll get that sorted anyway, and I'll be back at yours, guys. Adding more weight to the car, really. These are pretty heavy compared to the stock one. The weight of that probably weighs about the same as that. That half weighs heavier than that, definitely. So yeah, you are probably doubling the weight of this, or you know, 2 and a bit the weight of that plastic casing to put this metal casing on. So obviously you bear that in mind, you know, you're adding more weight. But what I'm hoping is it's gonna reinforce all this bottom of the suspension here, having it all solid fixed in, you know, it's real squeezed in there, it just fits in, you know. I'm not 100% happy with, get some focus, the seal, that, you know, these two pieces sealing together. What I did was I just greased all around the edge. You could do with some kind of a sealant around there, really, guys, because if you hold it up to the light when you hold the two pieces together, yes, you'll screw it down tight, but it just seems like as you hold it up to the light, like there's just that little, you know, tiny bit of gap. So yeah, the diffs will dry out, you know, and with the holes, as you can see, for the sway bars, they go right through as well. So I'm gonna look at maybe blocking the holes on the inside, or because obviously I don't want the screws going right through either. But yeah, I might put something in there, a little silicone or something eventually, and just block the insides of the holes. But for the moment, I'm gonna fit my front one up, get it all tightened up nice, and think about doing the rear. But yeah, my HSP is coming on real nice, guys. There's a lot of upgrades going on. Oh, and my front hubs, I ordered another set, and one, the bearing fitted, the other, it was the same as the other set I had, the bearing just falls out. So what I did, you can probably see there's a tiny bit of black tape coming out of that there. I literally got black electrical mass tape somewhere around here, just some normal black electrical tape, and I peeled it out, and as you stretch it till it's like it's going to break, I just stuck it down to the table so it was stretched, and I just cut a tiny little slit, which is only about 3/3 long of the distance around, and that just thick enough to, you know, fill in there a little bit, and I just stuck it on the inside on that little third, and then pushed the washer in, the ball bearing in, sorry, and it fits perfect. There's no wobble in there, it doesn't fall out. So yeah, I'm going to fit these up too into the front, get that done. And as you can see, I got a hobby wing fan over here I ordered. I've plugged it in and everything to the receiver, it runs fine. I think it's a brushless fan, capable of 2S easy and all that. So I'm thinking about either running it, when I get a 6-channel receiver, it will all run off the receiver, but for now I'm going to run it off the battery. It'll handle that 2S no problem. The only problem I've got at the moment is with a 60mm motor and this setup in the HSP, that is just the perfect length of the motor. If I can get that up next to it, you can see it goes from end to end, so it completely covers the motor, which is great, keep your motor nice and cool. Problem is these wires that come out of the motor, I can't get that in that gap. So what I was thinking is if I fit it on top this way around with the gap at the bottom, I would have to have these wires, sorry about the camera there guys, I have to get these wires coming out from the bottom end here and having that on there like that, if that makes sense, if you can picture where I'm coming from. The only problem then I'm probably going to have is the gap between here, the motor, and the gap in there, as you can see, whether it's going to actually, whether that's going to actually fit in there without pushing the motor too wide away from my gear mesh, which might mean having to go to a bigger, because I've got a tiny little bit more space, because I've got my upgraded aluminium motor mount as well in blue, and I actually drilled out the slot in it to be able to slide the motor across. I only done the bottom one, Sorry about focusing there. I only drilled out the bottom one a little bit more to be able to slide the screw across a bit more, to just move the motor a bit more. You could do it yourself even more, and a bit more on the top, and be able to just slide that motor across a bit more. You can get one or two tooth pinion bigger. So I may have to get a bigger pinion, because I might have to move the motor across a bit more just to fit this on. But I do want to go bigger pinion anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna have a go with that as well. When I get the whole back end off to fit the diffs, I'll have a go with that and see what we can come up with, and we'll be back. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm just getting this ready to handle 4S. Okay, a little more update. As you can see, this motor fits the fan and the heatsink beautifully. I had to really squeeze to get it in there. It fits very snug. Only thing is, as you can see, because where the wires stick out, I can't slide it all the way onto the motor, so I'm left with it hanging over. If I had a 60mm motor, it would fit fine. Sorry, if I had a 70mm length motor, it would have fit fine. This is a 60mm length motor, so if you've got the wire sticking out the top like that, this won't fit. This is 60mm long, so it just won't fit. It says it fits a 60mm motor, but clearly not with the wires coming out from the back end. So I may change to a bigger motor eventually and run this fan at some point. I may just take this fan off and, you know, basically do what we do, RC guys do, and make this fan work on a different bracket that fits the motor. Well, you know, we'll see, we'll make it work. But yeah, that is basically how I wanted it to sit on the motor at the side, so it'd be in there, basically kind of like, do you know what I mean, but right in. Obviously it's sticking out a lot now, but that's kind of how I wanted it in there. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Okay guys, just to show you quickly, I fitted the metal hubs. I tightened up the bearings, you know, so they didn't fall out, but still, look at the wheel wobble, the play. When I had the plastic hubs on, there was no play. You could just see there was no play. Look at that. 4-wheel drive. Definitely 4-wheel drive. Look at all that movement, and the hub's not moving or nothing. Look. Just fitted some lights in. Changed my shocks. How much wheel movement? That plastic one to come with. It was brushed. That is just terrible, guys. Terrible, terrible, terrible. These metal hubs, the machining of them. I mean, you look at these parts, they look machined nice. You look at these parts, I don't know what they've done with these hubs, but they definitely haven't machined them right. I don't know what these things are, but they're not the right hubs. That's my second pair, and they're not the right hubs. First one was a set. The fronts are fine, you can tell the machining, and this part of the hub's fine, you can tell from the machining, but these parts of the hubs, for some reason, I seem to be getting them, and the machining is terrible, guys. Terrible. Look at that. Terrible. So I'm going to be putting the plastic ones back on. Terrible. So yeah, I'm not recommending these hubs on the inside. If you've got that same play, put your plastic ones back on. Hold them down nice. Right, what we got here. Excuse the batteries, just test running with that little 2S in there. So first, you can probably see all blue, all blue, all blue. A lot of blue. Blue diff casing, aluminium diff mounts in the bottom there. I've changed the arms for the servo saver and all that. I've changed the shock towers, I've changed the shocks, got that coming, got some other parts coming as well. I fitted lights in the front. It came standard with some aluminium parts. I fitted little blue nuts. I've actually fitted inside as well. You can see in there the little blue hexes, aluminium ones, and I've changed the plastic ones. Hubs I've fitted. I had to put a little bit of tape in between the bearing, kind of thing, around the bearing to really get it to sit nice and firm, so the wheels wasn't wobbling so much. The rear's no problems. And as you can see, front and rear hubs. Sorry about the lighting. Front and rear hubs. Rear diff changed as well. Same again. Diff mount as well changed. Engine mount, I've changed that to blue. As you can see, motor, fan, everything. So that's been changed. 4S motor. 2 to 6S ESC 120 amp. Changed my servo arm. Changed the servo. Savox servo. I've changed the dog bones to universal ones that come all in one piece right to the end. So I've changed them as well. The only thing kind of standard on this is the chassis, the suspension arms, and your little adjustable bars here, the little plastic ones. They're the only things really standard. I changed the spoiler and wheels. It was white wheels. Now I've got black wheels and black spoiler. Metal brace, that came standard already. Aluminium upgraded. Obviously I fitted a gyro in there, GPS, an extra battery to run the fan on the motor. And just a few little stickers here and there. And that's my HSP, now ready, running 4S, guys. Next thing for me to do now is take it out and see how quick it's going. I know my first run I had was on 2 and 3S, and I had it doing 49 mile an hour on 3S, which is 10 mile an hour slower than what it was doing before with the 3S motor and a 60 amp ESC. But it was a 3,370 kV motor. This motor now is a 3,300. So instead of 4,370, it's now 3,300. So I've dropped 1,000 kV. So a little bit less top speed, but a lot more torque. It's still got the same RPM, I think 50,000 RPM as the last motor. So it should still reach with a 4S the same kind of speeds, but it's going to have a lot more torque, which is what I want, especially with adding more weight. As you can see, this car is definitely a lot heavier than what it came stock. But that is why I brought the very standard version, because I knew I'd change a lot of parts on it. So I thought no point buying the full spec version to only gut it all. So yeah, this is my HSP XRT custom full upgrade. Few minor little things still to do, but yeah, it's almost done. Almost done, guys. Sway bar, waiting for the sway bar for the front as well. As you see, I got a sway bar in the back. So yeah, it's all running good. It's all looking good. No problems, and it sounds sweet, guys. It sounds absolutely sweet, especially with the metal diff casings. It really gives it another little kind of a twist. It's slightly, I would say it's just a bit more friction in there. I don't know if it's because I've put a bit of oil and grease in there. Sorry, greased it up a bit, and you know, it'll loosen up just a touch more. I made sure my mesh was nice and tight, just a little tiny bit of play. Apart from that, yeah, everything's great, guys. So yeah, stay tuned, like and subscribe if you like what I've done so far to my car. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Hopefully it will be a running one. Birmingham GT RCs. Thanks for watching.